I guess that's the character file stuff that I unlocked because of the eerie teeth that I collected. That said won't unlock later. I have a feeling I'm going to be adding this onto the end of the other one, but we'll see. I should let Yasuoka know how this case ended. Right, I'm gonna give it a save. Oh, look at the time, please. Welcome back, Yashiki. The spirit that was possessing Yasuoka is gone now, and the light in the infirmary is no longer red. Is it over? Yeah. You did well. Where's Dorio? Yashiki. Yasuoka looks at me with gentle eyes. She then follows with a slight knowing nod. Things happened, I see. Just tell me whenever you're ready. No rush. I'm sorry. Want me to answer that? No, it's fine. I'll do it. Mashita? Hello? Try being a bit more cheery, will you? There's annoyed tone in these harsh words. You're alive, Mashita. Yep, I failed to die. I lost my phone, so I couldn't call. Took me a while to find a working public phone. Thank God you managed to escape. I was sprinting through that damn forest so hard I wanted to puke the whole time. They almost caught my ass several times, but luckily for me, they disappeared midway through the chase. They probably decided to go be with their husband rather than playing tag with me. How did it go on your end? It's over. The departed has vanished. Oh, okay. Then, did you save the departed? I don't know, but I think so. They smiled at the end. I don't think there's anything more I can do. I think I did. I don't have any more information to do more, I don't think. Then why the fuck do you sound like you're... Why did I swear? Oh, because he says it in the next sentence, so I read ahead in my head like I always do. Then why do you sound like you're at a funeral? Perk the fuck up, man. Mission accomplished. You should be proud of yourself. Nobody thinks you're cruel for doing what needed to be done. Sorry, but I'm not really in the mood for that. Yeah, not surprised at all. I'm heading there now. Give me the details once I'm there. Bye. That was Mashita, wasn't it? I'm glad he's safe and sound. He said he's coming here. Shall we leave once he arrives, then? You should rest, Yashiki. I'll contact the headmaster for you. Thanks, Yasuoka. I'm touched by Yasuoka's thoughtfulness. Since the last scene is still so vivid in my mind, I don't think I can deliver a professional report to the headmaster right now. By the way, Yashiki, why are you holding on to that? Oh, you mean this? I hadn't even realized it, but I'm clutching something I picked up in the clock tower. It's the female doll's head and dress. They saved my life. No particular reason. Maybe I'm just feeling sentimental. I still think that if it wasn't the departed in the doll, it was Michiho and Himeko. Cold autumn wind continues to blow through H City. One night, the sound of a bell could be heard coming from the empty school. I'm gonna just read it if you can't understand Japanese. I'm not gonna talk through it.
寂しく悲しげなものだったという弔いの鐘とすればそれは他がためのものなのか怪異に呪われ殺されたこの事件の犠牲者たちかあるいは死人にその身を奪われた姫子と道穂遠い過去に死人の嫁入りで生き絶えた哀れな娘たちかいずれにしても死人を取り巻く一連の怪事に終わりを告げる鐘なのかもしれないだがこれで全てが終わりではない仮にも怪異化を名乗るとすれば魂の想念に触れたものとしてそれぞれの死をさらに深く見つめなくてはならないたとえそこにいかなる恐怖や困難痛みが待つとしてもあの日心に刻まれた印にそして愛する者と亡き者たちに柔らかな日が差すその日まで
Okay. No, I was gonna say no achievement for that. Okay, there's no fucking way that's the end. Diamond and Yashiki have the same voice actor? Oh, a lot of them share. I guess that's the one way to save money. Okay, I don't want to go click off because this song is pretty fire, but I need to check something because this doesn't feel right. Unless there's like an after thing. I have a feeling this is not the true end. Should I go through my problems with this right now, or should I wait until we've completely finished it? Because guys, I do feel like there's a true ending that I just didn't get. I must have done something wrong. Or you can only get it after finishing it. Sometimes they do that. Did they do that with the first one? I don't think so. I honestly don't fucking remember. Does it pause? It does, unfortunately. Okay, let me check Death Mark 2 endings. Okay, the first one is a Reddit post I see. How to get the true end in DM2. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. Alright. I guess I will save what I have to say about this game until we've fully completed it. I think you know what some of my complaints are gonna be. Yeah, okay. Enjoy the music. Sorry. I'm back. Beautiful. Just wanted to give the credits that due diligence, you know. Do you want to view the credits for our backers? No, not really. Oh, we. Is that really the end? Oh. A week has passed since that night. Konohara Academy hasn't changed much since my first visit, though this is only the calm before the storm. Even though the spirit has vanished, the truth and the havoc they wrought still remain. Weekly magazines and the like have been littered with articles about mysterious disappearances at H City School. It's only a matter of time before the press descends upon the school. When that happens, students will lose their normality once again. But there's nothing I can do about that. I walk past the students and enter the school. Unlike my first visit here, the bell doesn't ring. Oh, you're here, Yashiki. Apologies, I've been quite busy lately. I've had my hands full with parents and police asking for explanations about the students who have disappeared, though all I can do is tell them that I don't know anything more than they do. And so I get called an irresponsible headmaster, haha. Quite a few people have gone missing in a short amount of time, and yet we can't share what actually transpired. Being thrust into the limbo between reality and the spirit world, he's got a pretty tough situation. Sooner or later, I'll likely have to resign. Someone will be made to bear responsibility for these incidents. I've got no regrets, though. The case is solved, and I can hold my head high knowing what happened. Mr. Konoe. I've read your report. I feel absolutely terrible for Sakamoto. And I can't believe Doryo and Kinukawa were actually the departed. I have no intention of revealing the truth, obviously. It's not like that would allay the concerns of anyone. We shall consider them to be missing persons, like Sakamoto and the others. That should be fine. The real versions of them are victims, too. Actually, I was curious as to why the departed pretended to be Doryo and Kinukawa in order to hide among the students. There doesn't seem to be a need to mingle with everyone here in order to simply find a husband. I don't know either. There are a number of things concerning the departed that still don't make any sense to me, such as why were they in the clock tower? True. Maybe you'll get a bit more closure about that matter if you read this. Oh, okay. Maybe they were in the doll and they switched places with Himeko and Michiro. Michiho. Maybe get a bit more closure about the matter if you read this. Okay. Because like they said, this doll was like a sacrificial doll thing that was given to people who were going to be sacrificed or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember the doll being tied to sacrifices. So that instantly triggered something in my mind like, oh, that's pretty dark. So if they actually went into the doll to be presented to the gods, the deities or whatever. I'm talking out my ass here, I don't know anything. Because they're supposed to be presented in like the gross states that they were in, right? The moldy and insecty states. So that they must have gone into the doll though, right? That's why the doll was in the clock tower, and then they switched places. So that's my theory. He presents a journal from a nearby desk. This journal belonged to my grandfather, the first headmaster of Konohara Academy. A relative found this at their home and sent it my way. I know now isn't exactly the ideal time for you to see this, but feel free to take your time looking it over. Thanks, I'll borrow this then. I guess that's all from me, but let me thank you one last time. I appreciate all your help, Yashiki. You helped me save Konohara Academy. I also wanted to extend my sincere apologies for being harsh with you. Oh, don't worry about that. I know you were desperate to save both the school and the students. I'm glad you understand. That reminds me, Diamond will be here today. Why don't you go talk to him? Okay, sure thing. He's okay. I say goodbye to Mr. Konoe and leave the faculty room. Diamond has been waiting in the infirmary. Long time no see, Yashiki. How are you feeling, Diamond? I think resting in that hospital bed actually did me some good. I'm feeling better. Well, better is relative for me. He's still got that lingering cough, but his voice is full of life. Seems like he's fully recovered. Sorry I had to abandon you midway. I ended up forcing everything on you, all the responsibility and emotional trauma. Many people died because of this case. It's a bit sad and lonely knowing no one will ever learn the truth besides those of us who were involved. True. Let us remember those who died at the very least. It's a cross that all of us who were involved in the incident will have to bear. Nevertheless, we live on, believing that we will save someone else another day. The remark Damon said during Hanako's case. The suffering of a doctor who constantly has to face the grim reality of death. Despite that, he's still determined to save others. I comprehend the weight of those words a bit more now. I'll keep that in mind. Having the spirit doctor tell me that made me feel blessed to be a doctor. Say, Yashiki. I hope you keep pushing ahead in your own way, despite all the struggles that come. There's gotta be someone out there who's just waiting for you to extend your hand. Thanks for saying that, man. I finished my conversation with Diamond, say my goodbyes, and leave the infirmary. Then I head straight out of the school. Want to read what he gave you yet? I find myself at the front gate. School's been over for a while, so there are a few students still milling about. Oh, Yashiki. Is this Maru whatever? No, it's I. Hello. What are you doing here, I? Diamond told me you'd be here today. Looks like I almost missed you, huh? It's all because Shul keeps slowing me down. Oh, hey, Shul. Oh, shut it with your bullshit. You're the one at fault here. What's the point in making me dress like this even though the case is over? Because we didn't have an updated sprite for our other clothes. The case is over, but we're still going to stick out like a sore thumb if we wear casual clothes to a school. Plus, this is another great chance to wear the Konohara Academy uniform. You look good in that blazer, show. Yikes, stop it. You're giving me the creeps. I would have passed if I'd known it would be like this. Yeah, totally. I worked 7 days straight and I finally got a day off. I just want to lay on the couch and drink. Both of you complain way too much. Looks like I invited both of them here. Feels like it's been an eternity since we all saw each other last. I asked some of the others too, but apparently they already had plans today. Glad to see you doing well, old man. Because you looked like a zombie when we were on that case. Is that so? You've got some bags under your eyes, though. Have you been staying up late? Oh, you mean this? I've been doing some work at home. Sometimes I get too caught up in my work, and by the time I realize it, the sun's creeping through the blinds. Still living that kind of life even after the case? You're one hell of a night owl. Rest is just as important as work, Yashiki. Should we go and grab something good to eat? I like that idea. I know a good ramen shop. They pile on the pork and green onions. Why ramen? Cake is much better, right, Yashiki? No, You don't have to work hard today, right, Yashiki? You're gonna collapse if you don't take a breather once in a while. And you're not good at that. Fine. In the end, I let myself be dragged to both a popular ramen place and the cake shop. I and Sho are as bubbly as ever, while Hiro chimes in occasionally with sardonic comments. Observing the scene in front of me, it feels like this is the first time I've been able to have a normal, ordinary day in quite a while. However, there's a strange feeling that I can't shake, as if I'm walking around in shoes that don't fit. I guess this is what readapting to mundane life feels like. I guess I'm just too used to having dark, unnatural forces inserting themselves in my life. I skimmed through the first headmaster's journal that Mr. Konoe loaned me. The stuff written inside is related to the female doll and the departed. Here we go. Here we go. Is my fucking theories correct? Come on. The first headmaster knew about M-Town's horrific ritual, the departed's wedding. He apparently learned about it from a former M-Town resident. He wanted to offer condolences to the victims of the ritual and those who were claimed by the departed's wrath. He particularly pitied the Mayumura sisters, whose dreams of a happy marriage was betrayed. Inside the clock tower that was built to celebrate Konohara Academy's 10th anniversary, he built a room as a memorial service, complete with an altar where he offered a Western doll. Yeah, it was Western, wasn't it? Fuck. Okay, so that wasn't the case. It wasn't totally the way I thought it was. That doll was the female doll in the scarlet dress. He got it from somebody who dealt in spiritual items. It said the female doll was made to be an offering for a pitiful soul and had hidden spiritual power. Learning that, the headmaster believed the doll could soothe the souls of the Mayumura sisters. He then dressed the doll in a beautiful bridal gown. In his mind, he was being thoughtful to the sisters who had their matrimonial wishes twisted into a grotesque ritual. His love for antique things was probably what led him to choose the red dress over a now traditional white gown. Which helped. The first headmaster may have thought he was helping, but romanticizing the tragedy of the two brides eventually led to this disaster. The deep-seated grudge of the Mayumura sisters remained in the Konoehara area, and that grudge began dwelling inside the female doll. Okay, so that was correct. They did eventually go into the doll. Eventually, the departed was born. And that's where the journal ends. The first headmaster passed away after that. Perhaps the departed's curse killed him as well, probably. He set the events in motion, and then 60 years later, the departed appeared at Konoehara Academy. No one can ever truly know how or why such things occur. We can only imagine and speculate. After the first headmaster's death, the female doll disappeared. It was taken from the clock tower, or at least the part normal people could access. The place the doll ended up must have been the Red Room, somewhere only the departed could access. They were awaiting a new vessel other than the doll, one in which they could make their dream of a happy marriage come true. I think I'm right. That replacement finally came after so many years. I'm right. I'm fucking right. One summer break, 2 female students visited the clock tower. Those students were the real Michiho Kinukawa and Himeko Doryo. They were there for the clock tower renovation project to commemorate the school's 70th anniversary. The departed brought them to the outer room and... they killed them using the curse of insects and mold, claiming their bodies and memories. The older sister, Mikiko Mayumura, became Himeko Doryo, while the younger sister, Michio, turned into Michiho Kinukawa. Then they hid in the school, attempting to find a husband that was suitable to fulfill their wish for a happy marriage. The rest is history. The departed used other spirits and notices as tests for their groom candidates. The Doryo and Michiho I'd come to know were fakes. Everything was an act. Despite that, both of them looked and acted far too human. Their warm words, their gentle smiles and innocence. Did they really need to go so far just to test me to see if I was worthy of marriage? Why did they do all that? This is just a hunch, but maybe when the departed stole Doryo and Michiho's memories, they might have noticed there were other ways to satisfy their deep, unrealized wishes. Doryo called that possibility love. The departed spent their days in the school trying to stay near their husband, having conversations and swapping smiles like any other youths. Born in a feudal town 100 years ago, maybe they'd never had the opportunity to experience that before. As a result, their love for their husband grew. This would have been something that they truly treasured. That might have been how they could act so naturally, protecting that glittering youth. Who knows, maybe they even wished they could just continue living in that way. Except they were spirits. They couldn't escape their sanguinolent. What the I'm sorry, but you don't. Well, who translated this again? Axis? Axes? I can't remember how to say their name, but they are famous for not great translations. Literally, what the fuck does this even mean? It has a French meaning. Oh, containing or tinged with blood. Bloody. Their bloody fate. You could just use bloody. You don't need to use sanguinolent. Sanguinolent. It's just unnecessary. In order to fulfill their desire for marriage, they ended up choosing the spirit's path. Perhaps it was the only way they knew how to get what they craved. Dear husband, for so long, for you. I wonder what the departed was trying to say at that time. Did it have something to do with love? Even their intense resentment disappeared just by imitating M-Town's traditional wedding. Was that also because of their love? If that's true, my strange life as a teacher and the time I spent with them was not so in vain. Because that way, the memories we made together are what ended up saving those girls. Well, that's true. And it's not the whole thing about, like, Dorio being like, thank you for, like, accepting that she loves you, but also thank you for not being a fucking creep and being, like, you know, trying to reciprocate those feelings. But also, when you think about it, like, 100 years ago, would that have been weird? It is weird. It was never moral. It was never right. I don't really give a shit about what people say. No one should ever have ever, in the history of anything, and be marrying small children. Girls, specifically. I don't care if the death rate, like, the death age of, like, people, age of death was lower, and so they had to do that. No, I don't think so. I don't care. I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway. I was just thinking, like, would that matter? Because they're, like, of school age when they were getting married back 100 years ago or whatever. So I'm just confused by why she would have that mindset. I guess when she merged with Dorio, she would then maybe have that mindset, because maybe Dorio had that mindset of being like, hey, it would be creepy if a teacher liked me, or, like, a 4-year-old man liked me. Right? I guess maybe she was, like, accepting someone's love and reciprocating it are totally different things, and as long as you don't deny someone's love, like, you're good. The departed, a terrifying spirit that killed a lot of people in the last 2 months. Though, considering their grudges and wishes, they were also poor victims themselves. They were. We'll get into this later. The terror and sadness that filled them after learning both sides of the coin. Oh, okay. I want to forgive them. I want to forgive the departed. They did really terrible things. And it's this whole cycle of abuse thing, isn't it? Which, you don't have to forgive them. You do not have to forgive them. But, like, what they went through and what they were warped into was not their fault. You know? So, if it was intentional, I think I wouldn't forgive them. But it was not, I don't think it was intentional what happened. So, I forgive them for that. I reach for my cup after that. Chugging down the liquid inside, I get up from my seat and check the time. The day has already changed. Late at night, guess it's time. Time to start working. Working on what? Are you doing something to the doll? No. I head to my room on the 2nd floor and then... Shit, am I a fucking mind reader? Alright, all done. Pretty... I finally managed to fix it. I was able to use the techniques I learned at the workshop I found when looking up information about doll care. Though it's fixed, her soul won't come back. This female doll saved my life. The departed's grudges moved from this doll to Dorio and Michiho. So who was the spirit inhabiting this doll? Michiho and Himeko. I swear. I have a hunch. It may have been the souls of the real Michiho and Dorio, yes. Those two girls were brimming with spiritual energy, which is likely why the departed chose to claim their bodies. I have a hunch that their souls dwelled inside the doll after they were killed. The way the doll's appearance changed as the departed transformed might be evidence that the girls' souls were still connected to their bodies. So the doll was wandering around the school without their memories, not knowing what to do. Despite being in that confused state, their fear and resentment of the departed still remained. That's why they helped me. Still, what's the point of me fixing this doll? It's not like it'll speak again if it's mended. Plus, even if it were to talk, what useful information would it possibly have for me? As far as I know, the souls contained inside this doll belong to the actual Michiho and Dorio, not the fake versions who considered me their teacher. It's a pointless undertaking, and I have a feeling it'll only make me feel emptier inside. So why do I keep doing this? Also, I just feel like... him and dolls, man. Him and dolls. I guess it's a form of prayer. It won't change anything, though I also believe that it isn't for nothing. I believe some souls will be saved if I do this. Hang on a little longer, you two. That's me. Bells. Persevered to the good ending. The character, the female doll, has been added to the gallery. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get the good, the true ending, rather. We're gonna do that now. I don't know how to do it, but I'll look it up. And then I will give my remarks. What's extra content? Choose the save data to... Oh no, I'll do it later. Okay. So I will see you in the next one where we will get the true ending.